Well, hello everyone and welcome into yet another live stream. And today it's Walking Wednesday time. I'm really quiet. I should probably have the mixer on the max. That'll be much easier. There we go. Hello everyone and welcome into yet another Walking Wednesday and welcome Pizza Ranger. Holy frick, I finally made it. Language! Right here we say make it, not made it. Yeah, I should start music, I suppose. These live streams always feel so dry, no tunes in the background. Just play something jolly, like Soda KC. Soda KC, youtube.com/@SodaKC, where you can go and listen to your own soda music by Soda Guys. The same Soda Guys who created the intro music. Okay, I'm really. Am I loud or am I loud? Or am I quiet? I can't tell. I feel like the music is loud. Now it should be better. I have no idea. I don't stream all that. I only do it every day. For the past 385 days, link on the description, https://www.chase/ you can go to my charity and get a slice of pie for yourself. Anyhow, welcome. We'll just wait a second to make sure everyone can join in. And today we'll just do some walk. We'll just walk a bit on different animations, or we'll start the Python script, or actually a progress tracker. Maybe a bit of research, just a tiny little bit of research, some planning for the video. Maybe we'll get Tefta to hop on and ask about OpenMasu, because there's some research about OpenMasu too. How are you all doing, by the way? How is it all of your day going? Tell me. In the meantime, whilst I set everything up correctly, I'd really love to make myself a progress tracker, honestly. I don't know why, it feels like a right way. It's just going fine, bro. Glad to hear that. Don't mind the stutter. I'm just excited. Yeah, I can start a Q&A segment? That could have been useful. We already did a couple of those. What was every live stream we do one? I don't know when I should actually begin the meat and potatoes portion of the live stream. Because right now there are 3 people watching, which is crazy high in comparison to what my live streams look like before the quantum mechanics, addition to quantum mechanics video. But I know it's not the standard numbers we usually tend to get on these live streams. So you know what, 6 minutes in, that's good enough. Let me just ping everyone on Discord, everyone that I know has been waiting for a stream. That's it, that's only one person. So, what should we start with? This is a walking live stream, so this or this. Mate, I love this channel so much. I hate the fact that you are so underrated. Am I underrated though? I mean, okay, there are, you know, bigger YouTubers out there. By the way, I started a poll just that you can choose what we're gonna start live stream with. But I know that there are some bigger YouTubers out there, but come on, I'm not all that underrated. I have 14,000 subscribers, which is quite a lot. 14,000 is a real lot. Let me open up something real quick. Alright. And there we go. Share the screen. Let me show you this. This is my channel on Social Blade. 60%, 75% people for Blender. That's a reasonable choice. Anyhow, this is my channel on Social Blade, and 14,000. It's a lot. It's a crazy lot. People really often underestimate just how much 14,000 truly is. Can I get like a history? Total subscribers weekly. There we go. You can see that this is the day. Well, not the day. The week. This is the week when I uploaded the quantum mechanics, addition to quantum mechanics video. Right there, I was getting back then. I was getting 4K subscribers a week, which is crazy. Right now, I'm getting around 400 subscribers a week. So yeah, something like that. Around 400 subscribers a week. Before that video, I was getting 0, 24, 43, 2, 36 a week. All of those are weeks. So for me, I'm still growing like crazy. For me, it's still insane. This is a bit small. It's like from the quantum mechanics is at least 4 million views. It's okay. It's got 250,000 views. You have no idea how much that is to me. In my mind, my videos still on average should be getting around, I don't know, 30 views. I can give you Adobe. Cool, quit that. I can give you a pretty fun fact. Actually, you know what? This is actually my biggest issue with the quantum mechanics video. Let me show you what, or rather, who my biggest issue is. It's a person. If we go to where's the comment section on YouTube? That's where it is. Right here, this was the first person to leave a comment on the video. They left it hours after it was uploaded, and they were like, I'm so glad you're sticking with it, even though the views haven't been great, you're genuinely amazing. Now, you may obviously say something like, make it, why are they saying that views haven't been great, since this video has 250,000 views? And the reason is simple. When they posted this comment, this video had 30 views. Basic math for quantum, this has 30 views. Okay, I like the newest video. I like the basic math for quantum mechanics video. It makes me seem like a bit of a one-trick pony, which that's the part I don't really like. It makes me seem like a one-trick pony, like I only do quantum mechanics. But I really like it. Apart from that, I really like this. It's very fun because it's shorter. It's much shorter, and I heard from quite a lot of people that they actually have trouble getting into my videos because they are so long. Like, they don't have the time to watch an hour-long video or 50-minute long video. That's why 20-minute long, I feel like will be more digestible. Hated the cliffhanger. I know. But unfortunately, those videos will in this series of videos, because this is gonna be a series. We're gonna make. Why do I not have Paint open? I should know better. No, it's bright. There we go. We'll have math to quantum mechanics, quantum mechanics to chemistry, chemistry to biochemistry, biochemistry to medicine, medicine to social psychology. Always forget about that one. Psychology to social studies. And if I were to make this without a cliffhanger, I would have to make all of these into a single video. And considering that basic math alone took me 20 minutes, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 140 minutes, over 2 hours. That would be a pretty long video. How do you go for quantum mechanics chemistry? It's actually really easy. It's actually surprisingly easy. Because here's the thing, quantum mechanics is usually you'd have to, well, how would I explain this? When it comes to quantum mechanics, quantum mechanics is mostly, it's just a field describing the quantum things, right? So real small things. But real small is relative. So most of quantum mechanics only cares about the psi function and like the theoretical aspects of atoms, which means that for most of quantum mechanics, the most complex equation you could ever solve is a single proton with a single electron orbiting around it. Well, not orbiting, is obviously just electron cloud, but this is usually the most complex system you can have in this advance of quantum mechanics, which is a single proton, a single electron. The reason is pretty simple. You just when you're working with differential equations, it becomes really complex, really convoluted, really difficult, so having only one electron is really convenient. But then, you do have certain layers of abstraction for larger atoms. It just seems like it should be the other way around, difficulty-wise. Yes, difficulty-wise you are correct, but I'm not doing it because okay, I'm not going from easiest to hardest. The idea is different. The idea is that if you go from quantum mechanics to chemistry this way, then there are certain things which really often people will tell you to just accept about chemistry. Like for example, okay, I never ever heard that before. I'm pretty certain it's a pretty common known fact that atoms really like having 8 electrons. So if we have the theme 3 start playing in the background, that's from Soda KC because Soda made this. By the way, I really love the fact that you are all going for 50-50 on the poll. There are 12 votes and you are just keeping a perfect balance. 50-50 all the time. But yeah, like if you have an atom, atoms really like having 8 electrons. Like that's one of the things people really often learn, right? People love atoms love having 8 electrons. So when they bond together, for example, when we have a bond between an atom which has 7, which has 7 electrons, 7 will be easy to visualize, one which has 7 electrons, and then another one which also has 7 electrons, then the resulting bond would probably look like this. Light yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they would be sharing these two. So that's the first atom, and that's the second one. And right here is the electrons they share. Now this is something that 14 votes, still 50-50. You know what? At this point, I'm just impressed. Now this is something that most people just learn when it comes to chemistry, right? Atoms really like having 8 electrons, and that's it. That's where they leave you most of the time. They just let you know, like, listen, atoms just like it. They just like it. It's just fun for them. They just really like number 8 for some reason. They're just a big fan. You know, if you flip it on the side, it looks like an infinity. It's cool. It's a cool number. That's why atoms love it. So most of the time, people just tell you to accept the fact, and they don't actually give you a reason for why that is. Do any of you in the chat know why atoms like having 8 electrons on their valence shell? Valence? I think it's valence. Valence shell? So you don't have to just... you don't want to just... Yeah, I don't want you to just accept something I'm telling you. Because normally, in schools, you don't study quantum mechanics. It's considered complex for some reason. You only study chemistry. Because stability, yeah, but why would that be stable? Why would number 8 be stable? Not 1, or 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, or 6. I mean, 6 seems like a pretty reasonable, but 6 would seem reasonable, right? I mean, if you have 6, they could form a hexagon around them. Or, no. Actually, it's a cloud, actually, the shape doesn't matter. 6, or why not 7? Why 8? Why 8 electrons? Yeah, exactly. They just tell you to accept the fact without giving you a reason. I can tell you what the reason is, and the reason has something to do with energy states. I think that's the name. I'm completely butchering. I'm doing it from memory. I'm not a chemist. Basic idea is you have atoms have an electron configuration. Have their own electron configurations, and this basically means that these atoms, let me just color this into, this is the protons and neutrons, and then around them we have electron configurations. So we have the shells on which electrons reside. I should have probably drawn them bigger. I should, you know what, let's be professional for once. There we go. You can tell that I'm a graphic designer. Whoops, this one. Alright, cool. Now I feel so professional now. So for example, on these shells, on the first one you have 2 electrons. On the second one you have 6. On the third one you have 10, if I'm not mistaken. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On the third one you have 10, on the next one you have 14, and they just, I'm pretty certain you just add 4 each time. Python wins! Oh, someone broke the perfect balance of the poll. Oh no, we actually have a definitive result. Don't worry, we'll do Blender right after Python. My point is, right here, and one thing which is interesting is the way these subshells get filled. Because if we were to just reverse all this, empty it all out, then here's how these shells get filled. When you have one electron, it goes right here. Second goes right here. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Am I doing that right? Once again, I'm doing it from memory. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. And then you could fit more on the shell, but instead what you do is you add another one. Then you add 2 electrons here, and only then you continue on filling this one. Actually, okay, you know what, hold on, give me a second. Let me show you something, because I have a pretty great animation for it. I have an animation which could explain it perfectly. I don't know why am I doing this in Paint? I'm an animator, that's like all I do. By the way, let me just take my Twitch just to make sure, yep, no one's there. That's festive. And I do mean it, I know I sound ironic, but that is festive. I prefer having it on a single platform. Manim. It's media, videos, sneak peek. Not a sneak peek actually, this is something I've already used in the previous video of mine. And that was... oh damn it, look at this mess. Like, what even are those? Oh, the names don't help. The names are completely random. Oh, what could be related to electrons? Electrochammer, no. Dimensions, clickbait, basics. One of those is related to electrons. Chess. That's for, yeah, most, okay, some of these are for videos that I've never actually released, like for example Malphabet, this one. I've never used this animation. This one just explains the notation for, I've never used this animation because the video ended up not being good enough. Animations for, oh, I'm pretty certain it was animations for S, where I just have 7 trillion different animations. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. We're looking for a table. Or anything to do with electrons. Electron configuration. There we go, that's the one! Okay. So, this is precisely the animation I was looking for. So, electrons. Here's the thing. You have shells, so the first shell, second shell, third shell, fourth shell, fifth shell, sixth shell. Here you have an equation which tells you just how many electrons you can fit on a shell. So 2n squared. So there we go. This is an equation that tells you just how many electrons you can fit on each shell. So on the first one you can fit 2 times first squared, so 2. On the second one you can fit 8, third one 18, I screwed up, I know that was 10, no, on the third one you can have 18, then 32, then 50, then 72. This is how many electrons you can have on each shell. Then you can divide those shells even further into subshells. So the first shell has only 1 subshell, second has 2, third one has 3, fourth one has 4. I think you can all see the pattern here, yes. The just nth numbered shell has n subshells. You just divide them further. Now, how many electrons can you fit on each subshell? Well, there's also an equation for it right here for L plus 2, so where L is the subshell index, which is these red numbers on the left. I just realized you can't see the full thing because my text is covering it. My ad for charity is covering the thing. I think now it should be better. And so there we go. This tells you how many electrons you can fit on each subshell. How's it tied again? Oh wait, is it? Oh, it's close. Oh, it's really close. Y'all really want this poll to not mean anything, and honestly, I respect that. I respect the commitment. Anyhow, there we go. And now the final and crucial part is how they get filled. Should go for the arrows. Where are the arrows? There are no arrows. They get filled like this. This one, this one, this one, this one, and then they just go across. So this is how they get filled. You start. I just screwed over, haven't I? Yes, I did. Yes, I did, in fact. Perfection, problem solved. So, you start right here, you fill this one first, then you fill this subshell, then this one, and then this one. This one, this one, this one, this one. You just go diagonally and fill each one in. And as it just so happens, using this method, one thing which is pretty interesting, one pattern which you might realize, or not really a pattern, only one thing which is rather interesting, is that you will always end up having a maximum of 2 subshells full on its valence shell. Because once these 2 are filled, like for example these 2, once this one is filled, you can't start filling up this one until you filled this one. And all of a sudden, this is a new valence shell. This is the new outermost shell. Valence just means outermost. And the chemists just really like to confuse people, and so they thought that they were being extra clever by calling it a valence shell, but it just means the outermost. So the last one, basically. And once you fill in this one, you can keep going again, and there we go. You just filled more than 2 subshells, but oh no, this is no longer a valence shell, this is the valence shell. And then you can fill in this one, so once again, 2 subshells are filled, but then the next one goes for the next valence. So the maximum number of valence subshells is 2. The first one can hold only 2 electrons, the second one can hold only 6. 2 plus 6, that's why 8. I know this wasn't a great explanation. It's 50-50, it's tied yet again. I'm impressed. I am really impressed. I'm honestly really impressed. 26 votes and perfect tie. I'm gonna do a coin flip. I know it wasn't a great explanation. Yeah, soon I'll make a video about this. But my point is, in school, they will tell you to just accept the 8. Just accept the fact that 8 is stable. They won't tell you why 8 is stable. And the reason is simple. Okay, simple is an overstatement. And the reason is logical. The reason is that once you have 8 electrons on a valence shell, in order to add any more, you would need to go on a valence shell that's 1 higher. That's why when I feel like when you're going from quantum mechanics to chemistry, this might be more difficult, but it builds like a more concrete understanding of how this works. So are we really doing a coin flip between Blender and Python? You know, let's think about positives. Half of people will always be unhappy. Coin flip. Just flip a coin. Yeah, whatever. Alright. Heads or tails? I really want to make another poll, like, I don't know, what should be Blender? Heads or tails? but then it's gonna be 50-50 again. Flip the coin a couple times. You know what? Best out of 5. That's what we're gonna do. Bed lands on the side. It'll be very appropriate for the live stream. Okay. We're gonna flip it 5 times. Orange means Blender, green means Python. Python, Blender. And Blender will be heads, Python will be tails. The reason why it's simple, I said so. Just the 1 5,000 chance. That would be pretty cool website if actually allowed the coin to land on the side. Alright, wait, is there an animation? There is. Tails! That's Python. Tails! That's Python! Is it gonna be 3 tails in a row? Fate! I mean, there's no other way to describe it. It's fate. 3 tails in a row. Can you imagine? Well, I suppose I can. It's 1/8 probability. It's not that crazy low, but rigged. No, I would never. So I suppose we're gonna start with Python. It's not gonna be too interesting of a Python actually. It's gonna be pretty boring. A pretty silly choice. See, that's what you get for being indecisive. Desktop projects, mkdir, progress, py, cd, progress, py, code. That's what you get for being indecisive. The fate I just put in the hands of fate. Here's what I want to do. What do you even do in Python? You mean what do you even do, or what am I gonna do? Because Python has way more uses than I'll showcase during this live stream. Oh, what am I? Yeah, I'm not okay. So here's okay. I'm just gonna solve a problem. Like every good programmer, I have a problem. I need a solution. I'm gonna solve the problem. Okay? That's. I love that poll result, just 50-50. That's great. I have a problem, I need to solve the problem. So here's my problem. I have a lot of channels, as some of you probably know, like a couple channels, just a couple, just a few, just a few. And here's the issue. I mean, here's the issue. I should really set up an upload schedule. So I'm just not uploading willy-nilly, whatever, whenever, whatnot, only actually upload at certain time intervals. And in order to do that, I would like a progress tracker. A progress tracker which would track my progress, let me know if I'm behind, if I'm ahead, if I'm in the middle, what's going on, what should I work on, when should I work on it, and just keep me in check. Because Make It Vlogs, I'm uploading shitposts every day. Make It Movies, I want to upload once every 3 weeks. Make It, I want to upload once every week, and Shorts every single day. Simple. It's gonna be pretty. By the way, feel free to ask any questions in the chat whilst I'm doing this, because I need commentary, alright? I need content, I need commentary. Please help me, please just ask me anything. That's it. .py. This won't take too long. I'm betting it'll take 20 minutes tops. So we'll get to Blender really soon, don't worry. I think there's something that already does that. Oh yeah, there are a couple, but if you do it yourself, then it's more best a calendar. No, I want something. I love statistics. What's your favorite color? That's a good question. Oh damn it, what was my? Oh no, it's like picking my favorite child. Each of my channels is represented by a different color. Show your all subscription, please. Wait, you mean like number, or every single person that subscribed to me? What just happened on Twitch? So many things are happening. I just got a follow from Draconic Shadow, thank you. Favorite color. It's like picking a favorite. You got me flabbergasted. The Frugos, that was a Twitch thing. Don't worry about it. It's just Twitch. It's just Twitch being Twitch. Okay, picking a favorite color is difficult because every single one of my channel is represented by a different color. As I mentioned, it would be like picking my favorite child. It's like picking which child I hate the most. It's Making Vlogs. I hate that one the most. Blue, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Blue, then red, then green, then yellow. Out of the 4. Because then there are also the more complex ones like purple and orange, but these are just social constructs and I don't believe in them. Chess elo, really low, 1,000, really low. I just do it for fun. Or, okay, I have 1,000 at bullet and 200 at 10-minute long. Least favorite color, yellow. Undeniably, it's obvious. I actually don't have to put any thought into it. It's yellow. It's always gonna be yellow. I don't like the yellow. Yellow is awful. Why? If you like yellow, then why? Consider getting help. I want to study any science at university. I'm interested in. I want to study at university. I'm interested in. What would you recommend? You mean what kind of science? What about Brown? Brown could be better. Welcome to the science Working live stream on the scientific channel where we talk about our favorite colors. Yellow chemistry, worst chemistry. Hold on. You mean like favorite study of science? I would recommend. That's a good question, actually. Medicine is unbelievably well behaved, so I would really recommend medicine. I love medicine. Medicine's amazing, unless you like building stuff, in which case engineering, I mean, obvious choice, engineering, but well behaved, yes. Okay, I suppose I can give you my usual example. So let me show you what I mean by well behaved. Medicine is a lot of memorization. Surprisingly not, actually. It's actually not as much as you'd think. For example, if you have meningitis. Oh, I'm not gonna spell that. No way I'm not spelling that correctly on the first try. Meningitis. I did spell that correctly on the first try. This is meningitis. And for example, if you'd like to know what meningitis is, then actually, simple answer. Meninges is a cover on the brain, and itis, so okay, I spelled it right. Meningitis, right? What is meningitis? Well, that's actually simple. Meninges is a certain cover, quote unquote, cover on the brain, and itis is just inflammation. So you know that meningitis is just inflammation of the protective membranes covering the brain. That's it. That's what meningitis is. It's collectively called the meninges. Meningitis is just the inflammation of the meninges. Or for example, whenever you see epi, that means protective. So epithelial tissue, that's protective tissue. Or epithelial layer, or I don't remember any of the epis at the moment. Goes on how we memorize Latin. It's actually surprisingly easy. I'm awful when it comes to memorizing stuff. Why ignoring me? It's kind of fun for me. I'm invisible. Education. Wait, which one? What? You mean the YouTube subscriptions? But I still don't understand what you mean. Do you mean like how many subscribers I've got, or what, or just sort of my subscribers? Because the second one is gonna be a bit tough since YouTube just doesn't show me the subscribers. I'm a med student. My only saving grace is the fact that the exams are multiple choice. You're a med student? I have such a deep-seated respect for med students. all of them. Oh, that's cool. Epidermis! Pizza Ranger! Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Epidermis! Epidermis. What is epidermis, for example? Well, that's a great question. Epi means like a protective cover, and dermis is the skin, which means this is the protective cover of the skin. So, or in other words, the top, the outermost layer. You have the epidermis. Then you have the dermis, which is the skin. And then you have the hypodermis. Some people will try to tell you that this is not hypodermis, but they are just wrong. They are just wrong. And my dear students, when someone tells you that this is not hypodermis, only subcutaneous, then you just tell them that then you just let me know, and I'll handle the situation. All right? Imagine. Do you dabble in philosophy? Do you really want me to make a philosophy? I suppose I made a couple. Hold on, I made a couple of philosophy videos. What is meaning? I'm pretty certain that's a philosophy video. What is meaning? Just me wondering what the word meaning means for 10 minutes. You just kick him in the nuts. Yeah, oversimplified reference. Shout out to me. About the Dyson sphere, educational. You don't have to spam them. You don't have to. Don't repeat yourself. You know. I see them. Listen, there aren't that many people chatting at the same time. I can see the messages. It's fine. Yeah. So sorry. No worries. Just for the future. What I think about Dyson sphere? I think it's cool. I think it's great, and I do love me some energy. I am a big fan of energy, and I'm a big fan of basically overdoing things, and I'm a big fan of excess. So a Dyson sphere, sign me up. More energy than we would ever need. I am all for it. Basically, once you have energy, once you have intelligence, and once you have, well, that's actually kind of it. Once you have intelligence and energy, production, I suppose, which will do both. For intelligence is AIs, for energy, well, that would be Dyson sphere. You could do anything. So do you know Exerbia? I'm a huge fan. Oh, I'm a massive fan. I'm a massive fan of Exerbia. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Actually, that's how I've always pronounced it. I don't know how to have a sun in which form. Can you explain that? I would need to. Okay, the way I make videos is I usually have an overarching topic, which I don't know what would fit in. Maybe classical mechanics video? Maybe. It's a maybe. One of my daily sources of existential dread. But is it? Hold on. Is Exhibit really like a source of existential dread? I wouldn't say so. I would say it's okay. Yes, a lot of existential dread is happening in their videos. This is Exhibit for anyone who doesn't know. University video, that's actually pretty. Big Oxygen, love a Big Oxygen. Don't Higgs the Water, I suppose that's a bit of existential crisis. But hello, how are you doing? I'm doing really well, thank you so much for asking. Is energy the capoeira or computational power? Both are the same thing. Everyone loves the equation E equals mc squared, so I suppose you could say, if you say that energy is equal to matter, if energy means the same thing as matter, which kinda does, so it's not like it's not like matter will be a bottleneck, then yeah, energy is the cap for computational. Energy is a direct reflection of computational power. How to tell philosophers from the local weed guy? Listen, you just have casual weed users and competitive weed users. That's philosophers. Philosophers are just competitive weed users. No one can tell me otherwise. Never understood E equals mc squared. That's something that's a bit more difficult to explain. Basically, I can give you the basic idea, the unbelievably basic idea. we can change heat energy into electronics energy and sell for radiation for, yeah, you could basically, if you have a difference of something, would recommend the introduction to energy and electricity versus electronics. And then I came back to 2 plus 6 equals 8 equals mc squared. Oh buddy, you've missed out on the fair bit, but and so yeah, then basically you take the integral of the psi function, complex conjugate psi function, obviously the x dx, in order to get the it's just position. The way C was measured really surprised me. I should really make a classical mechanics video, because relativity is also extremely fun. Would love to do my own take on the relativity. Super underrated. You will blow up. I already blew up. I already have blown up. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. I really appreciate all of you saying that. I really do. I really do appreciate all of you saying that. But I already blew up. I mean, look at this. This is quantum mechanics video. This is before the quantum mechanics video. He's going free blown brown. No one. if I could only. I wish. I really wish. I would love to make a collab with free blown brown. Okay, there is one thing which kind of heightens my ego a bit, not gonna lie. One thing which I'm really happy to see is that YouTube at this point measures my subscribers in the hundreds, and it's not just Social Blade. YouTube generally does that. So right now, if you go to my YouTube channel, it rounds up to 100, because, and it's genuinely just rounded up, which I like. 1.7, that's decent. That's pretty decent. You are insane. Thank you. My main problem is how we can send out energy to Earth. Can you have any ideas related to this topic? Okay, so the thing is, energy is always tricky. Energy is always tricky because then you have always two kinds of energy: the potential and then the actual. So you always have two kinds of energy: the energy related to entropy kind, so, and then you have the actual energy, the physical energy, which is, because, okay, listen, I mean, I suppose there must be something, a really long cable. I guess the best way to do it would be to find some sort of reversible chemical process that would take unbelievable amounts of energy in order to do. So, for example, well, I can't think of anything on the spot. Obviously, it would be. I'm not a genius. I'm an idiot. The dance hat is on my head for a reason. I can't think of anything on the spot, but for example, let's say that you would have an oxygen atom, and you would have a hydrogen atom, and then you would turn it into helium, for example. So you would use extra energy in order to create additional proton and neutron. Then that way you could just have your Dyson sphere collect energy in a centralized point, so basically reflect all of the solar rays into a central point, and in that central point you could basically have a generator which would use all of this solar energy in order to turn hydrogen into helium, and then you could just transport helium, and you could reverse this process. Obviously I'm using this as a placeholder. In reality it would have to be something different, way more complex. You could regain this energy by destroying the protons and neutrons. This is a placeholder. This is not how it works. In reality, it's just like, fusion reactions are the only thing. Yeah, because you need basically efficiency, and for that you need really small things. Your video on quantum mechanics got me really interested in modern physics. I just want to study differential calculus before I start reading textbook. And good idea. Differential equations. our way to go. And yeah, that's gonna... Okay, understanding differential equations is easy. Solving them is near impossible at times. Friedman Brown's video was pretty good. I agree, would recommend. On differential equations, yes. Do you think a perfect society, one with no problem, eventually collapsed to chaos? No, I do not. If you have a society with no problems, then there are no reasons to collapse into chaos. By society with no problems, I obviously mean everyone is happy and can live for as long as they want. In that case, no one would ever have the need to collapse society into chaos. Well, honestly, I would recommend reading a math textbook. I would recommend Free Blue and Brown first for understanding. Okay, the way what I would recommend is actually 2 channels. First, Free Blue and Brown to understand the concept, and then a Black Pen, Red Pen to learn how to solve them. I would recommend these 2. You know that a math YouTube channel is good if it has 2 colors in the name. That's kind of the giveaway. So 3 blue, 1 brown, 2 colors, and then black and red. So that's how we know that the math channel is good, alright? That's the check. You think Fusion will take over soon? I really hope so, because it's really cool. It's very cheap in comparison to all this. But that's not attainable. If you mean about society, it is attainable. It very much is. I also will make a video about politics soon. I have trouble researching, learning about some things in physics, mathematics, or whatever. Are there any websites you know that explain things good or simply? Okay, simply no, but good, yes. Library texts. It's not simple, but this is what I use for my research. This. I meant libraries. This is what I meant. No, this is not what I meant. Hold on, where's the library text we all know and love? Home? No, hold on. Well, what? Library text. Did they change their website layout? Oh, I'm not used to change. Or for example, right here you have one text about calculus. Is retrocausality an actual thing? Okay, will not lie. Never researched that. I get what I mean. I understand what it means. Name is kind of self-explanatory. Retrocausality. That's tricky. I mean, I guess depends on how. Well, there are 2 schools of thought, I suppose. Well, okay. Here's the thing. I'm just gonna lay out. Would ChatGPT not be better? No, because ChatGPT is less reliable. ChatGPT will explain it better, but it's less reliable. This one is an exquisite source. LibraText is just an exquisite source. I mean, I absolutely adore bookshelves. That's what it is. Exquisite source. Most of these are written by professors, so... No, they really did switch the layout. Huh. Anyhow... So, retrocausality. There are 2 schools of thought, so don't... This is not me saying if retrocausality is real or not, this is just me explaining 2 different ways to look at this, and I don't know which one the physics supports. You can either think of time as just a value, so... you have a function, and this is time, this is position, for example. There we go. And then you have a function position in relation to time. Or you can think of time, so just like any other dimension, or you can think of time as a different kind of dimension, which has a direction, has a certain direction. So for example, time is moving forward only in one direction. I just realized that there is no music. Oh, jeez, and I have a lot of stuff in the background. Just realized there we go. Back for music. 2 schools of thought, and in this one where time actually has direction, goes right. I suppose this way, that's what I should do. If it goes right, that means there is no retrocausality, because it makes no sense. I mean, yeah, it makes no sense. Time always moves forward. But, so this is the classic physical look, I would call it. This one, however, is the mathematical look, and for it, it does make sense for retrocausality to exist. ChatGPT actually unaware of what's saying. It's an algorithm that's based on predicting accurate words. That's a great way to actually explain the issue. Yeah, ChatGPT was made to predict the next word, not to explain physics. You could use it for explaining physics, but then at the very end you can't use it really as a source, which means it can be off, it can be wrong. Okay, if I can ask anything, see later antimatter factory alpha G test, which is based on effects of gravity on hydrogen. I have not. How and what now? That sounds... The name alone is wow! Drop a piece of antimatter, it will fall down the ground just like regular matter. Antimatter could fall... this rules out just an antimatter could fall up along with the existence of repulsive matter and Wait, does this mean that there is no exotic matter or anything else? Just everything... Gravity applies to everything. That's... that is cool. Oh, that's really cool. If you truly want to learn, you should read the textbook. That's why LibraText, that's what I recommended. This one, it's just a lot of free textbooks. That's all it is. Just a lot of free textbooks. So, for example, quantum mechanics, let's say. I'm gonna soon make a video about that. Just... Damn it, they switched the layout and I'm not used to change. Adapt it back. Libraries? There we go. Physics. And everything you would ever need to learn about physics is right here. So you can quantum mechanics. There we go. Passing to say that I really like your animations and the way you explain complex topics. Just began high school, your videos really help me understand those concepts in a very fun way. I am really glad you like them. I appreciate it a lot. And I'll just make more. So yeah, so stick around for more videos every Sunday now. Is dy dx a fraction or just convenient notation? It is an actual fraction. It is an actual fraction. It is an actual fraction, a genuine, honest to Lord fraction. Is the music too loud or am I going? I feel like the music might be a bit too loud. It is a genuine, honest to Lord fraction. So dy divided by dx, what it basically means is the difference. D stands for difference. So if you have a function like this, let's say, right? Function like this, if you're trying to calculate the slope in between first point and the second point, then what you're trying to calculate is, here you have the difference in the x coordinate and the difference in the y coordinate. Alright? Because that's the difference between 2 points in y coordinate and the difference between the 2 points in the x coordinate. So you just take those values and you divide them together and you get a value that gives you kind of the slope. So it is a genuine thing. In calculus, the difference, we just assume that 2 points are 0 units apart. And if it sounds confusing, that's because it is very confusing. So we just assume that when we have these 2 points, right, you have the difference x between them and you have the difference y between them. We just assume that this distance is equal to 0. And you can see where the issue happens, because this would essentially give us a dy divided by 0, which, you know, is not great. And that's where the magic of calculus happens, where instead of actually saying that this is equal to 0, we say that this approaches the zero and magic and funkiness and, you know, people having a mental breakdown. Not doing that. Can you give illusion of understanding when you... Can you give the illusion of understanding? I can't believe I've never been to one of these child checkups. Yeah, most people haven't actually. And not only my channel, most people anyhow haven't been. I've been doing this for quite some time now. 385 days, goodness gracious me. Most of them alone, by the way. For most of them there was no one watching. I love how any of us can make you go on a random side quest. I'm having fun! I love answering questions! I'm having fun! Obviously I'm gonna go... Listen, when you have a good game, you should go on side quests, and I'm going on I'm doing 100% run right now. Divide X always felt like a cheat code to divide by zero. I don't know how... Yeah, it is a cheat code to divide by zero. It felt like a cheat code to divide by zero because it is! I mentioned in the video, the newest one. It's just sidestepping the issue. That's what we're doing. Nice to see you walk since you only walk on Wednesdays. Yeah, very... We're actually not walking at the moment. This is just the Make It Explaining live stream. We haven't done any walk yet. I know, I'm having too much fun answering the questions, honestly. Let's see if there's only one I missed out. No, no, that's good. Because I'm really neglecting them. I love 0 divided by 0 is equal to 0. 0, actually it's fun, because 0 divided by 0 is actually a very fun paradox. People don't really realize why this is so interesting. Because when you have x divided by 0, this isn't quite all that confusing. You can just say this is equal to infinity and no major problems occur. Like, this is, you know, this is relatively fine. This is a relatively fine thing to say. The problem happens when you take infinity and then you multiply it by 0. Because this could give you any number in existence. Because x divided by 0 is equal to infinity, which means if you multiply both sides by 0, you get x is equal to infinity times 0. Which means x is equal to this. Or in other words, this could be equal to any x. Any x. So this isn't a paradox all by itself, but 0 divided by 0 just means infinity times 0, which is a problem. I'm in no rush for Python or Blender at this point. Neither am I! I'm just gonna take a sip of coffee. Ah, mommy's gonna pick me up. And what do you think about singularity? It doesn't exist in paper. One thing also I'm really surprised by seeing singularity. I really like the idea of singularities because they make no sense, and yet they very much... They don't make sense, they do make sense. Infinity times 0 is indeterminate. That's the idea. Basically, infinity times 0 is indeterminate because it can give you any number you want. So it could be a 1, it could be a 2, it could be a 3, it could be a 4. But if that's true, if it could be a 1 and if infinity times 0 could be also a 3, then that would mean that 1 equals 3. Which, well, I don't know if you can see a problem with that. I don't know if you can see the problem with this equality, because there is one very subtle problem with it. Mainly the issue that 1 is not equal to 3. That's the biggest issue with this equality. So yeah, that's basically why it's indeterminate. Why is any number n to the 0th equal to 1? Actually, I'm pretty certain it isn't. It's just the convention at this point. So when you have n factorial, you basically have 1 times 2 times 3 times ... times n. And so all of the numbers approach. So you can think of it the other way. So either you can think of it this way, or you can think of it as n factorial is equal to n plus 1 factorial divided by n plus 1. And if you take the second definition, so if you go the other way, then you'll realize that 1 factorial would be equal to 2 factorial divided by 2. Now 2 factorial is equal to 2, which means you get 2 divided by 2, which means you get 1. Have you heard of super factorials? I have, but I don't know, I don't like factorials, honestly. Okay, there isn't, I don't really like factorials because they feel cheap. It's just integers. I mean, okay, there is like an extended function which extends to all different numbers. That function is really cool, but the factorial is just integers. That's why you have problem with 1. Also, I'm pretty certain that this function, the extended function, when you input 1 into it, you also get this gamma. Oh yeah, yeah. You see, I'm not smart. I just pretend. That's why I didn't know the name of the function. Gamma function. Yes, gamma function. And here you have the extended tool, so that you can input any real number. I'm not smart. See, I just pretended. Real interesting point about n0 being 1. If you write e0 using Taylor expansion, the first term is actually 0 to the 0 divided by 0, which indicates that 0 to the 0 should be 1. Okay, 0 to the 0 is problematic because it depends. It depends on how you approach it. 0 to the 0 depends on how you approach it, because there are 2 ways. You can either approach it using the n to the 0 is equal to 1, or you can approach it to 0 to the n is equal to 0. And now, which way would you like to approach the problem? Let me show you Desmos. So we have 2 facts about exponentials, right? 0 to the 0 to the x power always gives you 0. Always. But on the other hand, 0 x to the 0th power always gives you 1. But right here, they're both equal. How do you define intelligence? I've made an entire video about that, which isn't even up on YouTube. It's not even public. You know what? Let's change that. Let's publish that video. Let's publish that video, because that one I just had a mental break. Well, not really a mental breakdown. Oh, never mind. Processing abandoned. Video is too long. So my second channel, this one, different AI definitions. This is just for I suppose this should be more explaining different intelligence definitions, and that's funny. Never mind, we're not uploading it, we're not publishing it. It's there to stay. YouTube will allow me to. YouTube is censoring me. The ability to use your knowledge. Okay, there are 3 ways I like to define intelligence. There are 3 different levels of abstraction you can use to define intelligence. Whatever you think or don't. Like that. So, what's the best way of learning calculus without practice? If you want to get the idea behind calculus, then Free Below and Brown, or my videos at this point, I also made a couple. But if you want to learn how to solve calculus, then you need practice. There's no way around this. I'm gonna head out. Looking forward for the next video. Keep on going on. Thank you so much, mates. How do you learn math without practice? I don't solve it. I never solve math. I don't know if you've noticed, but on these live streams I always write down the equations, but I never solve math because I'm awful when it comes to solving math. The admin on our server, on our Discord server, Elliot, actually, they are good at math. They are really good at solving equations, and they are way better than I am at solving equations, and so that's why they have a math channel on my Discord server and I don't, because they actually can solve partial differential equations. So that's the requirement. If you want your own math channel, you need to solve partial differential equations. I would say is the so from creative recognized patterns. Okay. So intelligence. There are 3 different ways you can define intelligence, which would be based on 3 different, based on abstraction. So you have the first definition, which would be the most abstract one. Wait, didn't I also make that into a video? Oh, this is gonna be in the video that's gonna be up this Sunday, actually. I just realized. Oh, well, that's interesting. 3 different definitions for intelligence. First one is like the ability to use, the ability to retain and use knowledge. That's the first one. The problem, or something like that, right? The ability to learn, for example. The ability to learn, so learning. That's not now, that's an integral. Learning. That's the first definition for intelligence, how good you are at learning, which is a problem, but this definition isn't great, because if the definition of intelligence would truly be how good you are at learning, then the next question would be, what's the definition of learning? And then you could say that, oh, learning is just the efficiency at which you memorize knowledge, for example. Okay, how do you define memorizing? How do you define knowledge? How do you find the efficiency in this aspect? It leads you down the path of defining more and more things. It's like a question of try to define dog. Well, you can try, but it will always depend on all definitions. That's why this definition is decent for human purposes, but from a purely philosophical aspect, it's subpar. Second kind would be not learning, only the efficiency of obtaining a goal, which is decent. It's a decent. This is actually such a cool. Damn it, this is such a cool topic. I feel awful doing this without animations because I love this. I love this topic. I just love how the entire conversation in chat died too, by the way, the second I started explaining these. There aren't any cool graphics I can make for this, which is annoying because it's a really cool thing to explain. That's a really cool thing. I feel like a kid listening to the cool teacher go on. The point is, second one is the one we use in machine learning, which is the efficiency at obtaining a goal. So if you have an AI which wants to collect stamps, for example, so we have a little bot, all right, little bot guy. It has a square head with 2 antennas. So that's how we know it's a bot, and you know, just eyes, because every single bot needs eyes. I'm on the camp that says we still have no concrete definition for intelligence, because if we did, we would already have AGI. That's actually spot on. But we have, second one is what we use in machine learning, efficiency of obtaining a goal. So for example, if we have our little bot, then if it wants to collect stamps, if we run this bot and in the end it collects 1,000 stamps, for example, that means it's decently intelligent. But if it collects 10,000 stamps, that means it's more intelligent, because for its own goal of collecting stamps, this just achieved a better result. That's what we use in machine learning, right? So the more efficient it is at obtaining a goal, the more intelligent it is, which is actually really solid. It's a really solid definition. For humans, it's the same thing. If we want to achieve some sort of goal, the more intelligent we are, the better we are at achieving this goal. But this also still is a problem, because there is a third option. Let's say that we have our bot, and we are creating our bot to only collect we are creating our bot to collect as many stamps as possible, but by mistake what we do instead is we create a bot which wants not to collect as many stamps as possible, only it wants to collect 10,000. That's all it wants to collect. It just wants to collect 1,000 stamps. Well then, if we get two different bots with two results, the one that collects 1,000 would be smarter because it's achieved its own goal. But using our second definition, we would consider it a less smart of a bot because it got less stamps. That's why intelligence is relative to the goals you have. So if you have intelligence defined as efficiency of pursuing a goal, you have to know the goal before you can measure intelligence. But this leads us into an interesting loophole, because now we have to ask ourselves a question for the third definition: what is the right goal? If we create a bot to collect as many stamps as possible, then should we measure its intelligence based on how many stamps it collects? Well, that's the goal we're creating the bot for, but that's not what the bot necessarily wants. Which means that, and this leads into this interesting problem where we can basically create a function which would describe every single possible goal in existence. Right, so this axis is just every single possible goal in existence, and this one would be how well the AI performs on this goal, and it would look something like this, probably. Now, what's really interesting about this is that when we create this bot, like the one that got 1,000 stamps, it's gonna suck at getting stamps because 1,000 is not a lot, but it's gonna be really great at getting 1,000 stamps. And this is really interesting. I know it's confusing and all, but it's also interesting because what it means is that every single thing in existence, using the third definition, is perfectly intelligent because it achieves some sort of goal. Every single thing in existence, and by every single thing, I do mean every single thing. I mean humans, human brains, random rock you found on the beach. Using the third least abstract definition of intelligence, every single thing in existence is perfectly intelligent because it achieves some sort of goal perfectly. And that's what I think is so interesting about intelligence. You have first definition, which is only useful for humans. You have second, which is useful for machine learning, and you have the third one, which is technically the truest, right? The most true of them all, but at the same time, it gives you this weird loophole where every single thing in existence is perfectly intelligent. Alright, now, I'm sorry I wasn't replying to chat. I just really, I just really felt the moment. What do you think when we see AGI? And I know, but I really like sometimes talking with you. I think I'm really lonely. Mate, that's why I stream, honestly. I'm also really lonely. That's why I just started a daily series of live streams. It scratched the itch. I have no idea when we see AGI, and honestly I'm kind of scared to make predictions on that. The sooner the better, the soonest the deadliest. That's what I'll say. This definition is not good for humans. Yeah, yeah. I have to turn this into a video. The problem is putting into words where, for example, solve some complex problem instantly because the idea just hit him. That's creativity. Yes, but then it's still efficiency at solving your goal. So if the problem just hits you, that means you're more intelligent because if your goal was to solve the equation, you've solved it more efficiently because you solved it sooner. So the second still applies. What if I create a bot with no goal? Is it infinitely intelligent by third definition? Yes. By third definition, everything is infinitely intelligent. Even a rock. A random rock. Or a piece of wood. Or just air. Or vacuum. Vacuum is also perfectly intelligent. That's why even if you create a bot with no goal, it's still infinitely intelligent just by existing. As long as something exists, it is perfectly intelligent by the third definition. I people are now too optimistic. We are still ways off. As I mentioned, the sooner the better, the soonest the deadliest, because the sooner the better. It's great to have AGI early, but rush too much and safety won't be in place, and then we'll just all, best case scenario, we all die. Do you have a list with all your video ideas? Kind of. Kind of do. Kind of. Not really. I really should have a more organized list with all my video ideas, but I don't. I just know them. Rock supremacy. How to understand higher dimensions like the fourth dimension? Don't. That's actually... Okay, that's actually what I... Okay. For that I do have a graphic ready, so this is gonna be easier to explain. Try checkups, I meant linear algebra, this one, and then these I'm pretty certain. Do they have hypotenuse? That's not hypotenuse. This one should be the hypotenuse, but it's not the hypotenuse. Wait, hold on. Well, that's because you're screwed up. You should start the origin. No, you should start the origin not end there, only end right here. There we go. Much better. So no one's luck because it was constantly solving different problems. How plausible is it that we're stuck inside the three-dimensional windows of a four-dimensional world? Nah, not highly, honestly. Wouldn't say it's probable. Not very plausible. Yeah, I think so. I think it's not very plausible. It's like asking about... Okay, these questions are difficult because you have no proof of anything. It's kind of like asking, do we live inside a matrix, right? Do we just live inside a computer? Are we all just simulated? Well, there is no proof for it, nor is there any way to disprove that statement. It's kind of like asking if unicorns are born, if unicorn horn is a bone or not. I feel like I could have made it the rhyme till the very end. If unicorn horn is filled with bone or none. Schrodinger's matrix. There's no compelling reason to believe it. There will never be a compelling reason to believe it. Absolutely never. There is no way for like, what even would be a compelling reason to believe that we live inside a simulation? If things all of a sudden start glitching, it's more probable that they are just being influenced by some unknown laws of physics than that we live inside of a simulation. If I all of a sudden wake up and see a giant text on the sky, I know, rendering not complete, then the more reasonable assumption would be that someone dragged me than we live in a simulation. Violation of conservation of mass and energy. Okay, but then would it be a proof of that we live in a simulation, or would it be a proof that the conservation of mass and energy is a wrong assumption? Because you have to remember, conservation of mass and energy is an assumption. It's not an actual law of which we have absolute certainty it exists. No, we just assume it's true. It hasn't been disproven so far. There is no actual way to prove or even have some sort of proof that we live inside a simulation. That's why I don't really like those. It's just... it's not much discussion. There's not much to discuss there. You could do the typical, you know, discussing the probability of being in a simulation, but that's like the Pascal's wager kind of argument, and those also are pretty cheap. pretty make an assumption reasonable. You mean violation of conservation of mass and energy? Because as I mentioned, conservation of mass and energy, that's just our own assumption. We could be wrong. It is possible that there is no such thing actually as conservation of mass and energy. We can actually create mass and energy out of nothing. That is a possibility. It's really low because so far every single model of physics would seem to suggest that actually mass and energy is conserved, but who knows, we could be wrong. But it's still surprising absolutely no way to disprove the idea exists. Yeah, but there's no way to disprove the idea, but I don't think we should be bothered by that. This is Pascal's wager thing. It smells like Pascal's wager. We live in an anti-simulation. I've been streaming for an hour and a half. It feels like 5 minutes. Damn, these streams are fun. I should do them more often. Oh yeah, I was supposed to walk. Oh well, we can do that later. If you want to go that route, you can just say logic is flawed. It can be. Now, one thing which is very important, I'm not saying that conservation of mass and energy is not true. I'm saying it's just an assumption. It could be wrong. Bayesian probability did I pronounce that right? I don't think I pronounced it right. Oh, but I spelled it right. Well, that's outstanding. This one. How am I supposed to pronounce A, Y, and E? A Bayesian probability. The point is, you can't have infinite. You can't have a certainty of 100% because it all breaks down. Slit test thing. Oh, I love the slit test. But yeah, it doesn't prove we live in a simulation. Nothing. It just proves that that photons. Wait, hold on. That photon polarization is completely random, if I'm not mistaken. And okay, yeah. I mean, double slit experiment is an absolute shitpost of a universe. You can quote me on that. Double slit experiment. It's an absolute shitpost of a universe moment, because it just proves that was that polarization. Am I that good? Image pattern used. Wait. Constant Hamiltonian operator. I know this one. Experiment. Also, have you been live streaming lately? I haven't seen any. Not on this channel. But yes, I have been. Yesterday I did a Finance live stream where I hit a clip, a really cool one. Particle wave duality. It's also a fun concept. I'll have to include that in the quantum mechanics video. We choose to believe in models of reality that sound reasonable to us, but definition of reasonable depends on who you ask. I feel like there is an objective reasonability of an argument. Is there another channel? Feeble? Are you really asking me if there's another channel? Feeble? Pick your poison! There, this is yesterday's live stream. Just me resting after I finished the video. Resting, chilling, playing game, because I was quite tired. And then movies and vlogs, well, the shitpost one, where I just shitpost. And then research, when I upload the research. Feeble? What do you think, the graviton exists? I don't know, because I don't think gravitons exist because actually, you know what, maybe not, maybe wait, you know what, I take it back. I don't think I'm educated enough on this, because on one hand gravitons shouldn't exist because you know, gravity as just curvature of the space. Curvature of space. That makes complete sense to me. Gravity as curvature of space is just spot on. But on the other hand, quantum mechanics is finicky, and there is a possibility that there are some rules. I'm not educated enough in quantum mechanics to say that, because there is a possibility that in order for space-time to curve, you would need a particle. Because everything is all about particles, these quantum physicists, all they care about is particles. Experiment fancy idea of rich causality that a light time travel would change from wave to particle during the double slit experiment. Quantum physics is fun. Should we do some quantum physics research, by the way, on this live stream? We could, it would be productive. I'll use it for a video soon. Might as well. How do you feel about metaphysics? Physics of physics? I don't really have an opinion on that. I actually believe the idea, not because it's logical, just chaotic is. I mean, okay, quantum mechanics is a shitpost. I feel like we can all agree on that. It's just, it don't make sense. The universe ain't even trying at that point. The universe ain't even trying. I crave chaos as the universe. I find order much more interesting than chaos. Chaos is boring. Like chaotic stuff. Change and order. That's what's interesting. I like change mixed with order. I think God plays dice. Ooh. Einstein, oh my guy. Ooh, Einstein wouldn't like you. Such a nerd joke. It's a quote from Einstein. God does not play dice with the universe. Guy, I'm assuming also knew that. Well, all models are wrong. Some really suit others. Not all models are wrong. No. Okay, this is a bit of a misconception. They are just... You have different models for different error rates. So you do have... So, for example, classical mechanics is not wrong, it just has a high error. Well, it could be wrong, as I mentioned, could be absolutely wrong, but from what we've seen so far, it's not just straight up wrong, it just has a higher error than quantum mechanics. I have everything to be determined by mathematics, then God plays dice. Yeah, but you could have everything to be determined by mathematics and God plays dice. You can have both. You really can have both. If you don't believe me, look at this. Well, not this, but that's actually pretty boring. I meant, look at this. There we go. You get the exact expected velocity operator. Exact, the absolute perfect exact expected velocity operator with probabilities. Probability is part of math. It's so. Do you believe in fate? No. I really hope that universe at the very core is random, because then there would really be no fate, and that's fun. That's a fun idea. No fate. I like that. Oh, is that Death Team 3 there in the background? Fowler. I feel like Fowler was really complex. So I don't know if I like Fowler. Well, I do like Fowler, just I don't know if it's gonna be the right one for me since I'm a dum-dum. That's literally... Is the making music! Oh, make it soy point. It's making music. Make music. It is the making music, by the way. It really is. Look at that. Soda KC plus make it the theme 3. Every single time I hear it, my reaction is it's making music. It really is. I have PTSD because I start every single live stream with this song. Which is a bad idea. Filters. Can I filter to only have like complete... Wait, is there just a kind of... Ooh, yummy. Alright. How do you feel about the nothingness theory, where there can't be nothing, basically? I mean, I like it. I'm gonna lie, I do like it. I do like it, but there can't be nothing seems a bit harsh. I feel like there isn't nothing is a better way to put it. There isn't nothing, I really like that. Because I feel like there can be nothing, it's just that there isn't nothing. That's really confusing. Particles just appears out of nothing. Yeah, I know. I really like it. I mean, Hawking's radiation exists, so, you know, probably should be correct. I rated 0. Funny. Stephen Hawking believes it. Yeah, I mean, not even Stephen Hawking believes it. I mean, Hawking radiation exists. Oh, theoretical. Never mind. Don't listen to me. I'm not a physicist. Theoretical. Never mind. I really thought it existed. I really thought it was measured. Whoops! Hawking radiation would prove the theory. Whoopsie! How many chapters does it have? 11. That's short. That's solid. This one has 5. And it starts with scattering theory? Doesn't this one end with scattering? This one ends with scattering theory. Oof. What's nothingness theory? Basically, the idea is that when you have nothing, in nothing there appear particles and antiparticles. There's no way that there can be nothing. So, for example, if you have if you have empty space, in that space you just have quantum particles appearing, with particles and antiparticles appearing at the same time, so that the energy would be conserved. Question is the last educational. Pluto should be made an planet. Why not? Deeply explain. It shouldn't be made a planet because it doesn't meet the definition. Pluto can suck it. That's what I say. Pluto can suck it. It really doesn't. Oh, wanna be a planet. There's so many other bigger than Pluto in solar system. Come on, don't be ridiculous. Pluto planet? I scoff at the idea. That's basically impossible to prove. You mean the nothingness theory? It's very possible to prove. Hawking radiation will prove it. So okay, so let me show you what nothingness theory is all about. You have empty space, right? You have empty space right here. Nothing. Empty, right? See, there's nothing in there. Here's how nothingness theory works. Out of this nothingness, you have a particle. Alright, so a particle, and then an antiparticle appear. 2 of them. Particle and an antiparticle. They just appear and go in opposite... Well, actually no, they just appear, right? Appear out of nowhere. Now, you may obviously ask, make it, but why would they appear out... I mean, no, how would they appear out of nowhere? Shouldn't energy be conserved? And yes, that is true. But you have to remember that this is a particle and an antiparticle, which means that the instant they just spawn, they come back together, they collide, and they just eliminate each other, because you have a particle and an antiparticle. Now, the way Hawking radiation works is actually really interesting and really cool. With Hawking radiation, let me switch to shading for a second, because this one will require extra prep work. RGB. with Hawking radiation, when you have a black hole, right, like this one for example, here's what happens with Hawking radiation. Walks. Let's make it ASMR of saying walks. So here's how it works. With so basically these two spawn, and they spawn right on the edge of the black hole. The second one basically goes on its merry way, right? Because on the edge of black hole, but the first particle gets sucked in, and that way what you end up with is basically many of these particles being emitted from the black hole. That's what Hawking radiation is. Now, there we go. That's what Hawking radiation. That's why Hawking radiation would prove it, because if black holes were to emit this kind of radiation, that means, you know, some particles are being clearly spawned on the edge. Oh, as always, take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm not a physicist. But this implies antiparticles have negative energy. Fun fact, I've never actually thought about that. Never thought about it actually. Huh. Bit too convenient for a particle to appear of sheer nothingness in a black hole. It is too convenient, but probability may be really low, but you have to remember black holes are massive in comparison to these particles. So probability could be extremely low. It's still gonna happen an unbelievable amount of times. That's why it's so tiny, precisely. It is a bit too convenient, but you have to remember that these are just massive black holes with extremely small particles. Yeah, no worries. It's just, I mean, yeah, it does seem very convenient for particles to spawn right there. I don't think spawn is the right word for it. Alright, we're looking for a right kind of strong file there. Cock. It's a funny name. A random live stream. Not a random live stream, it's Workin Wednesday. It's a very much planned live stream. 14. This one once again ends with scattering theory. That's really interesting because this one starts with the scattering theory. Okay, 14 chapters. That's nothing. 16 chapters. 13 chapters. 16. Alright, this one appears to be the shortest. Why do you think Pluto does not match the third criteria for planets? Because sometimes I think criteria much sensible. Okay, I don't actually know exactly, but I only know the size one. Criteria to become a planet. I want to be a planet. I want to know what I need to meet. Definition of a planet. Orbit around the sun. Check. Has sufficient mass to assume hydrostatic equilibrium. Not check. Wait, nearly round shape. Oh no, yes, check. Has cleared neighborhood around its orbit. It's because I'm pretty certain it doesn't. Pluto's surrounded by asteroids. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it is. Wait, second isn't met by Pluto? Hold on now. You mean to tell me that this sucker isn't round? I smell Pluto. You're funny. I smell some shady business. Object at least forward no. Many of the shared Pluto's cube occurs are currently called Plutonos. Largest members are stop referring to Pluto as a planet, yeah. Inclined orbit, well, very unusual for the planet. The solar system fits in well with other. Yes, so basically there are too many things around Pluto. Okay. It does meet the signature. Yeah, I know it's round. So the first one screws it over. We have to bomb every single thing that's orbiting the sun near Pluto, and then Pluto becomes a planet. We have to take this through to I want to be a planet. Yeah, so we just want to bomb all the asteroids near Pluto, and there we go. Pluto becomes a planet. Easy money. How can I get notification for oil live streams if you were taking a break? Oh, I never take breaks! Because life is living hell! When I take breaks for live streams, I just do quiet ones, quiet live streams, and they aren't entertaining. So you are not going to miss the interesting live streams. Fuse a cover belt to get into Makeup Pluto. Complete 1 and 2, but not third. Yeah, that's why we want to. That's why we have to bomb everything around Pluto. That's an amazing graphic. I love this one. What was I doing? Oh yeah, Chong quantum mechanics, because it's the shortest one. Wait, is it? Because this could be 10 chapters. Their own charity? Most of them. Most of them. Some of them are okay. So you have 3 channels, right? You have three channels for live streams. This one for the high quality live streams. This one for the gaming live streams. This one for the chill live streams. So either live streams where I need to rest, or when I don't have much time. I suppose that's not a chill live stream then. Those are the 3 channels for live streams. If you only care about science, then just stay here. Then the other ones aren't for you, because their live streams aren't great. I really want to make a video about quantum mechanics, but you know, funny story, I actually don't know what I'm gonna make a video about. I don't know what the video is gonna be about, because I haven't researched quantum mechanics that in depth. Then what do you think if we place Neptune at Pluto place? Neptune is the 9th planet or not? No, Neptune then is no longer a planet because it hasn't. Yeah, okay. This is actually interesting, but you have to remember, on one hand, Neptune won't be a planet, but on the other hand, Neptune will eventually clear everything in its path. So if you place Neptune in Pluto's place, it won't be a planet, but then it will become a planet because it will once again clear its neighborhood. New video animations are so good. Thank you. They took ages to render. What even is quantum mechanics? It's like classical mechanics, but on crack. What are you working on? I want to do research for a quantum mechanics video. How do these look actually? Let me see. Just how manageable would they be? Well, this one isn't even loading. Wave particle duality. Wait, there's also front line, we don't care. Classical here, wavelengths related to electron energy. Oh, that's cool. Okay. And quantum mechanics is the field of physics that studies the movement of particles, and it's on drugs for some reasons. The classroom intro thing, just around the classroom like, for 10 seconds. I know, but listen, it took that intro. Took 5 hours to render, solid 5 hours, right? I didn't want to waste it. It was funny though, thank. I know, just dot functions and the equations. Never like it. Thank you. We finalize this from. Okay, this one could be solid. I'm really tired at the moment. I haven't slept for a while, so it makes sense. I'm running on coffee and good vibes alone. I don't think I should do a science live stream tomorrow. Well, I might do a science live stream tomorrow. I will need to do a quantum mechanics research live stream soon enough. So is light a wave of a particle or both or what? It's both. Wave particle duality, so it's both. Which means that it works both as a particle and as a wave. Weird. It is weird. But that's how things roll in the quantum world. Changes behavior when observed, exactly. I don't like the word observed, not gonna lie. I feel like it's either poorly defined or poorly relayed. Yeah, I don't really like the word observed. I don't get why particles react out. Yeah, right? I don't get it either. What does being observed mean in quantum mechanics? Actually, I shouldn't put it in quotes because then it's gonna look for. 10 years when I figure out what this means. I think it's because uncertainty principle is in a state of superposition before you measure it. Yeah, but what does measuring it mean? How do you define a measurement? Poses a central role from the observer. The quantum mechanical observer is tied to an issue of observer effect. Yes, I know. Okay, I know the effect. When measurement necessarily requires interacting with a physical object. Okay, so observer is just a physical object. That's what observer is. Okay, that makes sense then. Observable has gained a technical meaning of Hamiltonian operator that represents a measurement. Hamiltonian, I was about to freak out, but why this Hamiltonian operator would mean that? No, it's him. It's a different kind. No clue how to measure velocity or position of particles. That's actually surprisingly simple. Did you not see the conclusion of my video? Unless you're basically unless you're joking right now about, you know, the conclusion of that. Do you study physics at the university? No, I don't. I'm just bored. I just like researching stuff. I didn't watch it full. Wait. Oh, did you not? Right here, this is literally explanation of velocity. There, velocity, velocity, this is velocity. So many people. Yeah, it's actually worth cooking. True definition of sin. Oh! Tefta! Hi there, Tefta! How are you doing? Hi, how is your day going? How are you doing? Everyone, we have a moderator in the chat. You know what that means? Everyone's getting banned. Ban everyone? Not yet. Depend. Okay, wanna first see how everyone behaves. Okay, just a second. That's actually a funny reference because it happened once already on this channel, where Tefta had the misclick, and apparently, as it turns out, there's a shortcut on YouTube for deleting every single message for some reason. I love science live streams. Apparently, everyone loves science live streams. Apparently, that's why we're doing science live streams. We're having fun. Look at this paint. That looks absolutely bloody mad. Oh yeah, we should do the open muscle live stream too, explaining open muscle, because I should do some research about that. It was supposed to be on Sunday, but I was really sleepy. Wait, was it supposed to be on Sunday or... I don't even remember. Everything's just a blur. Walking Wednesday. Yeah, Walking Wednesday is a scam. We haven't done a single thing so far. You know what? I'm just gonna take a jab at some 3D animations in the background, because I feel like not see it's one of the sun. Is that we do not even see it's one orbit of the Pluto of the Sun from 2006, when we accept now Pluto is not a sixth planet. We do not see it's one orbit of the Pluto. laryngitis. Yeah, I'm just gonna set up a blender in the meantime in the background. Bye Tefta2. No, bye Feeble, bye. Nice having you here, bye. We have quantum mechanics this semester. Absolutely interesting. It is. It's really lovely. Office business. I don't know. It's Pluto's weird, man. Or maybe we should do a quantum mechanics research live stream. And then this is gonna be we walk to end right to walk to end right to walk to end right to die. By feeling people, I mean, oh, Tefta, you didn't. That's fine. What was I going? Oh yeah, right. I feel like I should maybe do some research actually. That sounds like a fun time. Wow, we have a lot of stuff open in the background. I should close some of these firefoxes. Not all of them are necessary. This, gamma function, LibreText, there we go. That's it, I'm not letting go. I know, but you said education theme. How do I solve a trig identity? Are we really going in for it? Elliot is playing Ultra Kill. Instead of joining in for the live stream, Elliot is playing Ultra Kill? No! I feel betrayed. How dare Elliot actually enjoy their own free time instead of spending it to fuel my ego. How rude of them. How do I solve a trig identity? What kind of trig identity? I feel like that's I don't exactly, but I don't know. I'll try to help. It feels weird because I'm tired and still any bro. Do identities mean what I think they mean? Identities. Identities equality. Okay, that's it. Just equal. Well, then that's actually a very simple thing to do. For example, if you have like a triangle like this, right angle. If you have a triangle like this, if you have an angle theta right here, then SOHCAHTOA, so for example, so a sine of theta is equal to opposite divided by hypotenuse. Boom, you've just solved the trig identity. This is the use. Okay, and then you have the opposite. So for example, if you want to find out what the theta is equal to, and if you have this side, then if you want to find out what theta is equal to, you could just do arc sine of opposite divided by hypotenuse, which is equal to arc sine of opposite divided by Pythagorean theorem, which means root of O squared plus A squared, and there we go. This gives you the angle. Well, you didn't tell me that if I do it diagonally. Oh no. Oh, that's so cool. I can just press shift to sprint. Uh, 248 F years. That's a long time. Please don't ban me for it. I don't want it to become a channel joke, though. It was a funny situation at the time. There we go. That's the trigger. You better not round it, yes. Oh, buddy, it seems to me like you're trying to get banned. Anyhow, quantum scattering is the first one. Damn, that's something. Wave function operators. Yeah, so I feel like in the video I'll start with a wave function. What actually is a wave function? That's a good question. What does wave function return? I've never checked because I'm an idiot. It's a mathematical description of a quantum state. Yeah, but what does it return? Complex valued. What does a wave function return? A superposition, no. What exactly? I'm looking for the actual exact, not the, I already checked it. What physically is the wave function? Yeah. All still a complete mystery. Cool. Can we call that the wave function as objective physical existence? Then why does it return complex values? So physicists don't even agree about that. That's the highest rated answer. Wave function. What do it be returning? Yeah, the wave function. Wave function used to make predictions. Example: if the amplitude of electron wave is given by a function of position, it's still a complete mystery. 90 years from now, Pluto will be the farthest from the Sun. So that's. The only thing I know about Pluto is how to roast it, honestly. Roasting Pluto, that's what I live for. Lecture 3, wave function, right, MIT. Is given by a point, space of coordinates of momenta. Specify everything of this can be across. Yeah, I've seen the possible both the position and momentum of the electron exactly at every point of its trajectory. That's the famous position momentum uncertainty principle. The configuration or state of a quantum object is completely specified by a wave function. Okay, that still is not an answer. But and what does the probability of? But that's not an answer. A good definition. Oh, do spill. How to store antimatter if one day we made it? Gravity, electromagnetic fields. Something that doesn't quite matter. Electromagnets or magic. The same thing, honestly. Can you explain Higgs boson? I don't think I can, actually. I don't think I can. Higgs boson is a very annoying thing. It basically creates mass, which is explain existence. Explaining existence is not as far off from explaining Higgs boson as it should be. Explain consciousness. It's funny because I actually, it's funny because you're asking me about things which I can't explain. I feel like I'm being cyberbullied. Probability densities, wave functions, and the corresponding probability densities. Wait, what? Yeah, this one gives us nothing. Makes sense. Wait, what? I like that one. I'm still waiting for the definition of the wave function, because I'm really curious. What type of question do you like answering? I know, what's your favorite color was a solid question, alright? Okay, so for the quantum mechanics, you know what, let's make it like a pseudo script. That question needs arguments of all the tritons. Okay, so list. First we'll have a psi function, position, velocity. This will be the introduction phase. So we'll have introduction. There we go. Okay. Introduction, which will be the psi function, position, velocity. I'm back. I can a color joke question was a good question. It was a great. I love that question. The math function is a complex mathematical function in which all the properties of a quantum object momentum are stored. Yeah, but that's I know that. Set properties of quantum mechanical objects called quantum state. Yeah, I know that too. Okay, I know what the purpose of the psi function is. What I'm asking is, what does it return? So if you have a example, if you have a psi function, alright, a one-dimensional psi function into which you input 7 and an 8, and it returns back a 5.5 plus 2i. What is this? What's this? I think it controls fish or something. Just try. What would the universe shape sphere do? It's something else, but they will evolve after boundary. Oh, someone is a huge Kurzgesagt fan. I think I wouldn't know this. You think I wouldn't notice that? You think I wouldn't notice that this is just the most recent Kurzgesagt video, where they talk about the finite and infinite universes, about how a universe could be a sphere or a donut? But it was a hypersphere. It was a hypersphere. I'm pretty sure also hyperdonut, because the universe is three-dimensional, so the space of that, so that shit would have to be four-dimensional. Do the real ones believe in turtle-shaped universe? Man, you know what? Go off. That is word, just straight up word. The real ones believe in the crab-shaped universe. Should I really start with scattering? No, I should start with waves explanation. Yeah. Do I have anything about the waves? Quantum mechanics? Yeah, waves. Explaining waves. It's chapter 16. 1.5, that looks more promising. There's no press constant. Bookshelves commonly call it general physics. I don't know if general physics is the right one. I do need something a bit more specific. Classical mechanics? No. I mean, it would be a solid basis. But I do need... But I would like something a bit more resonances. That sounds like a wave explanation if I've ever seen one. Oh no, never mind. Whoops. I guess I've never seen a wave explanation. That video is currently my watch. Do you mean the newest Kyrgyzstan one? It's a solid one. It's a decent one. I'd give it the solid 8 out of 10. Particle duality, yeah. The following. Okay, so then we'll have waves, which means I guess we should start with Fourier. Doing German homework while watching Make It. It's a mood. It's a mood, I feel that. I guess Fourier is actually all there would be to waves. I should say back squared. Oh, back, okay. Can I send link? Yeah. I have a lot of things open. Tefta, would you mind copying the link and sending it to me? Because I have a lot of things open on the screen. I don't want YouTube to pop to the front because then I'm gonna. Which link? Oh wait, can you even send link? That's a good question, Sammy. Can you send the link? Are you allowed to send links on YouTube? I don't know how I set up YouTube. Back squared is crazy. I guess for the waves extension all we need is Fourier. A's up placeholders. Scattering, I suppose, would be scattering. I can send links. What would you send a link for? Oh. Align discrete units one time. This is good. This is pretty much a different pattern formed by a classical wave. The wavelength related to electron energy. Okay, there we go. So double slit. And then the next one would be what it takes and returns. I mean, I know what it takes. It takes position and time. That's actually pretty simple. You may have to. Oh, could you send the link in Discord? Actually, that would be great. If you could send a link in Discord on child checkups general, that would be lovely. Direct content selection mass. All right. So double slit experiment with inset equation. Lambda presetting, yup, is equal to 2 pi k, and E is equal to fraction of h hat, no, hat h, wait, no, this is h bar, I'm an idiot, h bar squared, k squared, 2m. It's coming in because I know most of the notation. I can't send the links here. You can send it on Discord. It'd be also easy for me, I could open it too. Direct content. So we can't do the spacing on the distance between the fraction part of E is known. Alright, so the constitution the 6 will be the outcome moving forward. This study describes a wave function which can undergo diffraction like a classical wave. Outcomes however depend probability on the wave function, the position measurement. So the probability of locating particle volume dV around position R is absolute R squared dV. DV. That makes sense. What's your age, if you don't mind? I think it's between 20 and 25. Or just say yes or no. Educational, you don't know this probably, but many people are actually curious about just how old I am. And that's precisely why I keep everyone in the dark, because I think it's funny. So let me just tell you, 20 to 25 is a solid guess. Last stream. Yeah, you can see now that everyone wants to know. For some weird reason, everyone wants to know my age. Like, I wouldn't mind sharing my age, but I just think it's funny if people don't know. Generalization, that was a scattering experiment. The idea stick scatter. I bet your age is between 1 and 100. Damn it! Damn, it's good. That was can be used. Oh no, I've never done even more, because during the live stream, you figure out that my age was in between. I was older than 7 seconds. Now you know that it's between 1 and 100 years. Damn it! I keep giving more and more info away. By wave functions, which can undergo diffraction like classical wave. Measurement outcomes, however, depend probabilistically on the wave function. The position measurement, the probability of locating particle in volume dV around position r is absolute psi r squared dV. Okay, this is simple enough. Probability of locating a particle at volume dV around position R is psi R squared, lowercase psi because there is no time. Fun fact, dV. One day we'll figure out just your age. I mean, yeah, statistically you will be getting more and more information as time goes on, so you know. Is there a quantum mechanical equation figure out? I mean, there could be. So I have to account for every single particle it's making on my body. That should be an easy differential. Generalization that was scattering is when the idea is take an object called a scatter, shoot quantum particles and measure the resulting particle distribution. Just as the double slit interference pattern can be used to deduce split spacing, a scattering experiment can be used to deduce various facts about the scatter. Scattering experiments constitute a large proportion of the methods used to probe the quantum world, from electron from huge accelerator experiments. Oh, that's cool! Oh, that's cool! Focus on a simple scenario with a single non-reactive quantum particle in the classical scatter. Consider a continuous and bounded d-dimensional space. Described by coordinates r. Somewhere around the origin, r is equal to 0, is a finite size scatter. An incoming quantum particle with energy E is governed by the Hamiltonian. I don't really know what this means exactly. Wave function is not that much of a complex concept, it's easy, but only from overview. If you go deep, it's gonna be harder and harder. Actually, no, that's the issue. That's the issue. It's a simple concept, but you can't go in depth because there is no depth to it. It returns a complex number. Why does it return a complex number? I don't know. Take a wild guess. Welcome to the server, by the way, Sammy. Take a wild guess. It doesn't make much. It's just no. I don't know. No one knows. Describe particle kinetic energy. Okay. So right here, just generalization. The scattering experiment. Take an object called a scatter. There we go. This one, wave mechanics. Heisenberg's principle. A wave function is a mathematical function related to the location of the electron given point in space, amplitude of its wave, which corresponds to energy. Each wave function is associated with particular energy properties. What can I do? Relates the location of an electron at a given point in space. The amplitude of its wave. I'm sorry, but wait, hold on. Amplitude of its wave. Am I crazy or am I wrong? There are only two possibilities. Am I the crazy or wrong? Or rather, measuring. That'll be easier. How to measure amplitude? Yes. Am I crazy or am I wrong? Gathering. Yeah, I don't care. Give me the. I'm looking for the simple thing. Why? Not what I'm looking for. Alright, this would be better. U-hut. Which means this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but shouldn't that just be a real number? The amplitude of a wave. Why is it complex? Why is it a complex number? A wave function uses three variables to describe a linear. The four variables usually required to fully describe the location of a check motion. Three specify the position in space as the Cartesian coordinates, and one specifies the time at which the object at a specified location. For example, in order to intercept the enemy submarine, you would need to know its latitude, longitude, and depth, as well as the time at which it's going to be at this position. For electrons, we can ignore the time dependence because we're using standard wave, there's no change. Many wave functions are complex functions. Many? Some of them are not? That's news to me. Oh no. Well, I've made some false claims in the past then, apparently. The amplitude of a wave has no real... Hence, the amplitude of a wave has no real physical significance. The sign of a wave function, either positive or negative, corresponds to the phase of the base. Which means chemical bonding. By the way, this book would be phenomenal for the quantum mechanics 2 chemistry video. But okay, so no real physical significance. So wave function returns the amplitude of wave, except not really, but the sign of this return is the phase of the wave. Okay, I don't get I. Why isn't Schrödinger's equation in this one? Probably many others. Rotation, that's why. Rotation angles and circles, that's why. You can't do rotations, angles and circles without I. Or you can't do it right. That's why. You can't do oscillating things actually. Wait, hold on. Why am I talking about angles? Yeah, you can't do waves. That's the most important thing. You can't do waves without I. That's why it's here. Well, I guess you could do waves, maybe. Hold on. Can you? Maybe you can do waves. No, you can't. You need sign. Yeah, oh no, they don't only describe rotation, location and phase, they describe everything about an atom, practically everything. HR describes the kinetic energy. Okay, so generalization, the scattering experiment into which we will need to input what now? Well, somewhere around the origin I, because zero is defined as a scattering incoming quantum particle of energy E is governed by the Hamiltonian. Yes, where H0 describes the particle's kinetic energy, M is the particle's mass, R and P are position momentum operators. The scattering potential describing how the scatter affects the quantum particle. we assume that v upper 0 as r approaches infinity, so it becomes negligible far from the origin. We've been doing 2.5 hours. You know what? I feel like it's about time that we call it night, because I'm sleepy, really sleepy. So I'm gonna go take a nap. I have to wake up tomorrow, have a long day ahead of me. Tomorrow we'll probably also do a research live stream. Actually, we'll probably do a research live stream about this, because this actually seems pretty fun. But for now, I suppose it's about time to call quits. Anyhow, for now, that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I really appreciate you all being here. It was really fun. Thank you Sammy for helping me out. Thank you A-Guy for helping me out with the research. Thank Teft for being here. Thank you everyone. So, for now, that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.